Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey.
hi, surprise!
Yes, big time surprise because we, no word of a lie, we had planned to pre-record this to air Saturday morning. I got to
Yeah,
work tomorrow. I got to
at
work,
your
so
normal spot. We would have been,
yeah.
you'd have been in your normal little area, hanging out Saturday morning, drinking your coffee, eating your donuts. Instead, we said live
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah, so we were like, you know what, we're going to do this because there's stuff going on.
There's
There's
big news dropping in the world of professional wrestling, which independent, what we do here on For Exposure, your weekend independent wrestling podcast. I'm happy to have you back, by the way, Blair.
Yeah, ditto. It's been a bit.
It's been a few weeks. We had a couple of scheduling conflicts the last couple of weeks, and we did a pre-recorded thing last week with the Short Kings, which was cool.
Mhm.
But we're back in the saddle, baby.
So this was, we're going to talk about everything we were going to do, everything we were going to talk about, regularly
Mm-hmm.
for tomorrow. But we want to start things off because WWE, they decided they did their usual release.
Thank you, Blair. Boris, thank me
Oh,
too. I know why you're thanking him, but
hey,
we're
anytime.
gonna we're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about it.
WWE, they just announced some releases, and this is
Never
great.
a fun day. Never a fun day.
You don't like to see this for anyone. It's flat out, it sucks, because you're basically losing your job. So, the releases are happening, but this does have a wider impact when it comes to the world of wrestling, because now you're seeing more names that are going to quite possibly entering the indie wrestling landscape right now.
Yes. And before we do that, Lawrence is in the house. The boss man is in the house. Boris is in the house. And so is Ray. What's up, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Leave a like, subscribe, share it out. Yeah, this is one of those things that, like you said, we never want to see people lose their jobs. And some of these names on this list are people that I really enjoy what they do.
Yeah.
But it'll all it all kind of trickles down and it'll make its way to the indies. And we've had these conversations in the past where releases have happened and some people they make their way to the independent wrestling scene and kind of reinvent themselves, and then we see them make their way back. So
there's a few names right now that I think could do some serious damage when it comes to the world of indie wrestling. And by damage, I mean like really just making a name for themselves out there. And I'm hyped for it.
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
So
I don't get hype, I stay hype.
This is you've got the list in front of you, so I'll let you. This is what we know so far per Fightful.
From Fightful. So Sean Ross Sapp, about 10 minutes ago, it came out. So far released, we unfortunately released so far. Mm-hmm. We're seeing Braun Strowman, Caden Carter and Katana Chance, Shayna Baszler, and Dakota Kai.
Yeah, which Dakota Kai has been in the rumor mill and the news source over the last week for not be people quote unquote benched. She's not being used. She's fully healthy. Why isn't she out there with Io Sky? Why is Io Sky tagging with other people? Things like that. And then we find this out today, and it's just like it's hard because Dakota's one of those performers that I think she would fit in anywhere she'd want to go. And she came back from a pretty gnarly knee injury, and she's battled some injuries. And every time she gets started, they kind of stop her. That's a tough one, especially the week given what's been coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like she's somebody who, injuries have kind of unfortunately put a halt to some big times in her career. Like you saw it in NXT, you saw it on the main roster, and now, unfortunately, it's like it sucks. Flat out sucks. Like she's someone that I think you could see on some of those bigger independent shows, just like having her out there, whether it's on like a Prestige show or a Wrestling Revolve or like the Shayna Baszlers, though. You see those names out there and it instantly is going to bring eyes to those shows. People are going to go out of their way to check those out.
Yeah. Dustin saying similar to Tegan Nox injury. She was part of one of the best, that heel turn that Dakota pulled on Tegan Nox at that War Games is still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Even the stuff that Dakota was doing with damage control.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
great stuff.
And when Bailey brought her back into the fold and that she was part of that original damage control, and you thought, okay, here we go. And then she was in the IC title tournament, like, okay, here we go. But now I don't know. Again, I always know there's two sides to every story, so I'm curious as to what really went down here with Dakota. Resident Evil's in the house, Lee She's in the house, Throwback's in the house. Welcome in, guys. I know that it's not the best subject to be talking about. We got plenty of fun stuff to talk about, but this literally, as we were setting up to record, just dropped, and we thought, we kind of need to talk about it.
You know, it's almost surprising, like the name Shayna Baszler, because Shayna had just competed at Bloodsport a few weeks ago. You know, and she's somebody who has competed numerous times there, and like huge following outside. Like, I think she's somebody who has a pretty big following for even non-WWE fans.
Yeah.
You know, like when you look at, you know, whether it's AEW fans, indie fans, a lot of people gravitate towards Shayna because they see what she brings to the table. So instantly, you know, like when you've been able to see her wrestle at Bloodsport, like, yeah, like I would love to be able to see her and like Marina team up on the indies. Why not? You know, Marina's come a long way.
Ooh.
Let's see her and Shayna do some tag matches, you know, on the indies. I'd be into that.
Death Rider, Shayna Baszler. That's not indies, but and Shayna did the indie run. Like, she was in the indie, doing the indies back in the day. So she's no stranger to it, and she's one of my favorites. She's always been one of my favorites, and
yeah.
And it's just unfortunate. I even I did some stew talks just in honor of my girl Shayna Baszler.
You were all over those.
I need to maybe bring them back, help her out in solidarity. But Boris saying, I think all those releases will be fine as long as someone doesn't hear too much about the narrative. Oh God, bro, that's a shot at old Braun Strowman when he got released last time. He went to try to control his narrative, and that just didn't quite work out for him. So now he was back, and he was one that they weren't really using a ton.
No.
With Braun Strowman, it's interesting because he didn't really wrestle much when he was released the first time. He did the control your narrative stuff, but that flamed out really quick. I'm interested to see what he wants to do.
I mean, because this has happened to him before, if I recall, and he had. I remember before there were comments. I want to say it was right around when COVID hit, and he had made comments towards indie wrestlers about not making money, and
not making money. I'm good. He was very outspoken about indie wrestlers, and then had to become one, and he didn't like it.
Yeah, so he kind of just did his thing, kind of went with the CYN sort of aspect. Did he ever do Impact?
Not that I'm aware of, but Dustin's breaking my heart. Yeah, we could have had the Braun Strowman Nicholas reunion next year at WrestleMania. Not gonna, and I don't know the ins and outs per se of how this works with TNA. I know like Indy Hartwell just signed with TNA, so maybe that is an opportunity for some of these wrestlers. I think Braun Strowman would be a guy that TNA would be all over if they wanted to go that route. I don't know if Braun's going to be, making the territories. But, I mean, it's a bummer that he lost the shot. But he's a guy that if he wants to do something, he can do it. There's something for him out there.
Oh, for sure. And a lot of it is if they want to do it. Some people, they just have no interest in going and doing indie wrestling. And that's totally cool. But there are others that this happens and they're going to take that opportunity. They want to go out there and they want to step up. They just love wrestling and that's what they want to keep doing. Yeah. And like you see it with, let's say like Raj Desi, I don't think anybody expected him to kind of, I don't want to say get as much enjoyment. And I don't know if this is like, we have no confirmation, but I just want to bring this to the table that Cora Jade just tweeted out. I don't know what it pertains to, but the tweet just says, "Thankful for all the childhood dreams I got to live out. I have a lot to say in due time. Stay tuned. XOXO."
Ooh, interesting. No, nothing confirmed there, huh?
Nothing confirmed, but she did just tweet that out.
That would be an interesting one if they made that decision to cut bait with her, because they had just heated her up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you said like Rajesi, or I think of like Mustafa Ali, who when he got released from WWE, he went on that like 6 months to a year just tour of the Indies and just did everything that he wanted to do, and now he's doing killer stuff over in TNA.
Yes.
So it's all about how, and again, I don't like to just it's a sucky thing to lose your job in any capacity. I don't care who you are and what position you're in and how much money you have. It still sucks to have to figure out where the next paycheck is going to come.
Mm-hmm.
But with the way the wrestling landscape has shaken out over the last couple of years, like there are landing spots per se for these talented individuals. And we've seen it time and time again where they get a chance to shine somewhere else and they become a success, and they either come back or they just keep doing what they're doing. So it sucks, but it's optimistic if they want to do it. Now, Caden Carter, Katana Chance. If I have to say, we JPJ and I, when we went to the Rumble, we went to the Combat Classic weekend, and they happened to just come in during an indie show and sit down like right next to us, and we got a chance to talk to them for a little while. And they weren't used that weekend, but they were there.
Mm-hmm. Now,
so they're great people. I really like them. They really are a fun tag team. They were former tag team champions, so I wonder what would be on the horizon for them.
mm-hmm. I don't want to because other people are, kind of, there are other wrestlers who have kind of tweeted stuff out, but some of them are just like pictures or gifs, and it's tough. I don't want to
speculate until it's official,
until they say something or somebody else confirms it.
Listen, you can say what you want, internet wrestling community. I don't truly believe anything's gone down until I see Fightful take care of it, or Sean Ross. They do a great job. I know they get a lot of flack sometimes from dweebs on the internet, but hey, I trust them that he's not just going to wildly report something.
No, and so yeah, we're slowly finding out more and more, and obviously, this is something that it's a very we're past the 10-minute mark. It's a very shitty situation.
Mm-hmm.
You never want to see this happen to anyone. I'm hoping that all these people, if they do continue to, they possibly end up on the indies or other wrestling promotions, because like a lot of these people, I would love to see them out there. I think that they would have some incredible matches. And the one name that it happened a while back, but Xia Li, when she was released last year, kind of took a bit of time off and then sort of popped up. And even I saw one of her first matches, and just seeing the reaction for the fans, like they were super hyped to see Xia Li. So sometimes not getting those opportunities on like at a major promotion, like the fans recognize real, so like they step out into the indies, and the fans, they have that support for them. They want to see them succeed. And I have no doubt that if any of these wrestlers continue to do so, they will see that same outpouring of support on the independent scene.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the days. And Dustin says Dijak was another one of those guys. Yeah, and then Dijak has had a good run on his indie run. It's just it's not like, I always say that people, I always try to like compare it. Like, it's not like it's baseball where like if you can't hit a baseball, you can't hit a baseball, and the team's going to release you. Or you're a football player, if you can't tackle, you can't tackle, right? But we know that Shayna Baszler can wrestle. We know how good she's in the ring. We know how good Braun Strowman can be. We know how good Dakota Kai can be. And we get attached and invested in these people. And this outcry from the internet going, why aren't you using these people? We know that they can wrestle. And then they get released, and it bums us out. Because they're they're just I can't even put it into words. It just bums me out every time this happens.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I try to look at the positives and try to see like, okay, there's opportunities out there for these people. And I don't see any more names dropping as of right now, which is good. And they always do this on a Friday before SmackDown, like right before SmackDown, and then they come out and they're like, "Hey guys," and it's like, can't they pick a different time to do this? It's tough to get it because it. When they used to do it, was that AC/DC song at the beginning of SmackDown. Are you ready for a good time or whatever it was?
Are you ready for a good time?
Yeah, and you're just like, you just released half your roster. I'm still mourning. Get away from me.
So, I mean, I think we will, we're going to start with the show, what we had planned for the show. But if more names, we find out more information on anything, we will be sure to let you know. And yes, the Eddie Thorpe one was the one that I had seen. And I was like, I did this.
Isn't he in the Battle Royal on Tuesday night?
That doesn't mean anything because Mustafa Ali had a match for like a takeover, and
he's on the graphic. I just talked about it yesterday.
Like, come on,
it's tough, and like I said, we'll try to keep you posted if any other big names or any names for that matter drop. Yes. And then if you want to comment about any of it, feel free. Please keep it respectful. Remember, these are people too. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then someone who was released has always recorded them. Yeah, they always record a match. There's always a random person that gets released and it has a match like 2 weeks later on like main event. You're just like, oh.
Yeah.
They do it. That's why they just do it so abruptly and so out of nowhere, and they could plan it out a little bit better, but that's whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Blair, before we dive too deep into it, you got to do LPW's commentary.
I did.
How was that? I was at a track meet, so I couldn't really hear in and listen in or anything because I was supporting my son running track and field. And so what was that like, dude? What was the vibe?
I mean, first off, I should say thank you to LPW for giving me the opportunity to do commentary. It was a very last minute thing, and I was asked to step in, and I had an absolute blast. I'll tell you this much. It's a little weird doing commentary remotely.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed I didn't get the call to do it with you.
Hey, you never know for next time. It's different. Like I'm so used to having everything right in front.
Yeah.
And
the feeling, the vibe. Yeah.
It took a little bit just to get into the swing of things, because when you're there live, like that energy from the crowd, from everything, it hits you like a truck. Like you just feel it instantly. So it did take a little bit to get into it. But as soon as things started rolling, like I had a great time. The show was phenomenal. I mean, we saw the return of Rose. Hello.
I was so surprised when I saw that. And we love Rose, but I also love Rose, but we love Rose. Yeah. So that had to have been a really cool moment.
It was. That was really cool.
That picture of her with the Scramble Championship with William Taylor, Nasty Day, that goes hard as fuck, son.
Big time.
I saw that and I was like, damn.
And now I'm left wondering, I'm like, what's next for this, this triple threat that we see of Rose, Nate Nixon, and also White Shirt William Taylor, because those two had a great showing that Scramble match. So now what's next for this trio, this trifecta? I want to know. And I cannot wait for the LPW show later this month. It's going to be May.
It's gonna be May. I'm still disappointed we didn't go with Time 37, but it's
okay. I want to mention
PWI Insider confirmed Cora's release. That is a huge. She was one of those talents that she got signed on she was on the Indies, and then I can't remember her name on the Indies. I'm losing, but she came in with Gigi Dolan, who was Priscilla Kelly, and who else?
B. Priestley?
No, there was one more. There was they signed like three of them. The three of them, and I can't remember what her name was on the Indies, but maybe she'll go back and keep running that.
I could see it 100%. She's young. She's hungry. She seems like someone who wants to be out there doing that stuff, you know?
Yeah, which is crazy because they put a lot of stock into her and they put a lot of behind her. They gave her the CM Punk rub at one point.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was just in the title matches. She was mixing it up in the main event with Roxanne and Julia and all those. That's a crazy move.
I need to mention one thing from the LPW show last week.
That Prograt Garani's a bum? Oh, sorry.
He is not a bum. He is a gentleman and a scholar and a fantastic individual. But I need to say one thing. Right now in independent wrestling, Rich King is on another level. Dude is doing some incredible work. And like man, after the show last week, like I'm left wondering, like, this guy, he should be in the main event. He should be very top because he has been absolutely crushing it.
Blair Onyx, that was her name. That's right. Yeah, Rich King has been ever since. Listen, you may not love it, this new kind of like business rads. Oh, he said that's a lie because I think Blair Onyx is a different person. But I believe.
Sean Ross Sapp just announced that Gigi Dolan has been released.
Dang.
Yeah.
They just had a tag team title shot like 2 days ago. Or last week. But either way, Jesus Christ. Elena Black. Yeah, it was Elena Black. It was Gigi Dolan, which was, I guess, Priscilla Kelly, and there was another, and I can't remember who the third one they brought in. But yeah, she was good on the indies. I mean, Gigi Dolan too. My goodness, man.
Yeah, that's terrible. Like
which would Gigi, to be fair, when Gigi Dolan, aka Priscilla Kelly, signed with the WWE, I actually kind of was surprised because you know how she wrestled on the independent scene. She was part of the, she did a lot of shock wrestling with some spots. So I didn't know it would fit, and it worked pretty well. And she was part of that faction. So the Toxic Attraction was JC Jane, Mandy Rose, and now it's just JC Jane's the only one left from that. I think it was JC Jane was the one that they signed to. But man, what a tough day, dude.
Yeah. So we'll
but Rich King is a badass. This is true. You may not like the tactics he's implementing, but it's businesslike, it's leadership, and it seems to be working for now.
Rich King is on another level right now. I am so hyped to see what's going to happen in May at the LPW show. We do have a couple matches announced. I'll punch those up right now. We can kind of chat about that if I do it correctly. Oh, there we go. Image file. So I'm learning with this. So we got 2 matches announced so far.
Learning with what?
StreamYard.
Oh, how to share it. Nice.
Yeah.
By the way,
yes,
I'm going to pull down this and just say, well done, graphics department here at Love Wrestling, aka Zark.
Yes.
I showed this to Mrs. Pluggo, and she got pretty psyched about it because she is an NSYNC fan. She's Backstreet Boys #1, of course, but so these are pretty cool.
So we're going to see the Clandestine Society, the new LPW Grand Champion, Stephen Crow, right? My favorite cowboy, teaming up with the LPW Challenge Champion, Michael Richard Blairs.
What do you think MRB thinks about that?
I think he's just happy that they're holding all the gold.
Now we got to get TFA some gold.
She's got the Championship of Salvation.
Like, yeah, but I want her. That's usually designed to cash in for other gold. It's not one that you want to keep forever.
No, but now you have to wonder how that's going to play into things with. Ooh,
yes,
interesting. But we're going to see Crow and Blairs take on Reed Matthews and T.Y. Jackson. They've decided they're putting aside any differences. We saw I mean, there was a lot that happened at the end of LPW 36. A lot. But
I didn't mean it like that, Ophelia. Ouch. Now, well, I will say, to be fair, she could hold it. I don't think there's a time limit on it, right? She could hold it forever, and then they just control everything for sure.
Yeah.
But listen, you and I both know, and I am a TNA affiliate. I am a TFA ride or die. She is my favorite. Sitting in that suitcase, that whatever she holds it in when she travels, you know she's looking at it going, you know what this could mean. But I don't want to do it to my brother in arms. But you know, it's gonna needle at her for however long she decides. It's not designed for you to keep it forever.
No.
It's not a berry. That's just the facts. Thank you for being here, Ophelia, by the way. Nice to see you.
So we've got that one announced. We also have, I'm just gonna take that off. You know, we're doing the damn thing.
Yeah, we're on the fly today, baby.
Oh yeah.
I like it. I like this. Just
it's
fly
not
by
bad,
the seat
you
of
know?
our pants, dude.
No, it's not bad.
I'm super psyched that everybody comes out to chat some wrestling. I know it's not a great day, but
we also got TFA against Deonna Purrazzo.
Talk about a
banger alert.
Woo, woo, woo! That's gonna rule, dude. That's gonna rule.
Big time. And get your tickets, go check this out, because why would you not want the opportunity to go to the rec room, South Edmonton Common, have some snacks, watch an incredible wrestling show, see TFA versus Deonna Purrazzo, and you know, maybe I think I could be corrected on this. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I think there's like the possibility for like meet and greet with Deonna.
That would be up to the boss man. But I was going to say this just to further my point.
Yes.
TFA has been crushing it. She goes up against the best of the best. She's wrestled high end. She's done it all. She's done it. And here she goes. She got her championship of salvation, which is the golden ticket. And she's wrestling Deonna. So she beats Deonna and she's got the golden ticket. She's probably going to start thinking, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. Because you know who would do that? Michael Richard Blairs would do that. Stephen Crow, he would do that. And I think that they would respect her for that. So we'll see what happens. But there is a meet and greet. You're right.
Yep. Boss man confirming meet and greet. So go check it out. Like, if I was in Edmonton, if I had the finances, I would be out there for this show so I could go hang out, meet Deonna, watch some incredible wrestling, because her and Tarrant are going to tear the house down. So go check it out. Okay? Okay.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Dude, we haven't had a chance to talk about the collective weekend. It was like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah, WrestleMania weekend collectively, because we had I had work obligations and it was Easter weekend, which WWE don't do that ever.
No.
leave the holidays alone. It ruined my whole weekend.
Were you able to check out much of the collective?
I watched Bloodsport. I watched the Big Gay Brunch. What else did I watch? It's been so long since we've had these conversations. I've watched a few things. I gotta go back and look. But I wasn't able to immerse myself as much into it as I was in years past. One, because I'm on the East Coast and everything was on the West Coast time slot. So like I'm still making my way through matches that I need to see and stuff like that. Because like the Progress show, for instance, that didn't start till 3 a.m. my time.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. You know, I watched the Super Show, Butterbean and Minoru Severn with the double count out like a crazy person. I was like, Severn, let him fight, baby. Let him fight.
The Mickey James promo?
The Mickey James promo during the Maki Ito match. Yeah, so the collective, I guess, it's always a fun time. I wish, and I might end up taking a page out of Boris's book next year and just take off that weekend and really just dive. Because even Mrs. Pluggo was like, you should probably take these days off, don't you think? Because I would like literally come home and try to cram as much wrestling into my day as possible.
The time difference did a number on me because I'm like, yeah, Joey Janela's spring break. It's starting at 9 p.m. Love it. I can't wait. And then it's like, oh no, that's 11 p.m. my time. I have to stay up late to watch that.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, it was worth it. That show was incredible. That was my show of the weekend. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Gabe Kidd and Mance Warner just beating the tar out of each other.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sabu doing Sabu things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people were just surprised he showed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, after everything, all things considered. So
yeah, I mean, there was plenty to do, plenty to look at, plenty to watch. I just didn't have enough time to 168-hour stream with next year. See, now we'll have to convince Boris to do it because he said that he doesn't do anything except watch wrestling. But if he is down, I will absolutely power through at least. I would do a stream of maybe not 168 hours. I feel like I would die, but I could do a long stretch where we watch some stuff. Yeah. I would be down because, yeah, like I said, I realized I'm like, man, granted, I probably won't be in Mania week. It's in New Orleans, so it's maybe not in the Pluggo budget to go to that, but we have plans next WrestleMania week. Is Spencer going to Mania, or is he planning an LPW show on Mania weekend next year? What's he doing?
Oh.
But listen, next year I'll come up with a better system so I can watch more of the wrestling. You know who had a great match that I was surprised? Matt Riddle and Matt Mako on that Super Show was surprising. I don't want to say surprising. That's not. It was way better than I was anticipating going in. Just I know how good Matt Mikowski is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm glad he's getting more opportunities too.
All right, we're doing it because it's in there. We're streaming for we're streaming for 168 hours next Mania week. We're gonna need some caffeine and we're going to need some people to do some shifts. But I'd be down.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
I'll take the weekend off.
Just trying to think what else. Oh, the Megan Bayne and Bozilla match.
Megan Bayne rules, dude.
Oh,
Megan Bayne rules.
Her and Bozilla, incredible. The Masha and Suzu Suzuki, fantastic match. If you haven't seen this one yet, check it out. We also saw a new GCW Tag Team Champs.
Yes, we did. We saw the return of Jordan Oliver.
Exactly.
More importantly, granted, yes, but that is great. That is fantastic to see. Fernando's late. It's all good, buddy. We're talking independent wrestling. We were gonna record. We decided to go live because releases sounds like Riley Osborne got released as well.
Yes. Riley Osborne did get released.
Bummer to that. It's confirmed Gigi Dole and Eddie Thorpe. Those are confirmed as well. Sean Rossap on Fightful. I should have brought my phone charger down here.
And also, I want to mention from that spring break show, the Atticus Cogar versus Fuego del Sol mask versus career.
Yes, that was a little hard. I mean, and listen, I'm going to say this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bummer that Fuego lost his match. It was a good match, but he's a handsome dude. Fuego, show it off, bud.
Mm-hmm.
You got your face. You good, man. I was like, hey, why cover that up? If anything, Atticus did you a favor, my guy. It's a bummer that it went down that way, but
it's almost like when Rey Mysterio lost his mask and everyone's like, dude, that face is money. Like, put that face everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
So Fuego had that same sort of
maybe that's why they're so handsome, because at least you said masked wrestlers super handsome once again. Maybe it's because they don't take blows to the face because they got the mask to protect them. And then when they rip that mask off, they're just gorgeous, man.
Yeah. Just an absolute hunk, you know? Just a hunk. Yeah, the collective weekend was a lot of fun. Very overwhelming. Like I know I needed a break afterwards,
Yeah.
but it was still a lot of fun. It was a great time. So
I definitely I have to throw in some filler time. I had to like stop and watch something else or just
yeah,
and then come back to it because it could be a lot. There's a lot of wrestling, man.
you want to know what movie I watched to like break things up?
What?
The Green Hornet
Never seen it. Don't
with Seth Rogen.
never seen it.
Dude, check it out.
I don't
It came
do-
out in like 2009,
Yeah.
and at the time I was like, rewatched it now. Like it's 40 minutes too long, but I was howling watching it. So it's worth checking
no,
out.
no,
It's
it
worth checking out. It's so bad it's good. That's how bad it is.
I don't watch a lot of superhero stuff, so I don't.
Yeah, see, it's very underrated. So
Ah.
yeah, so we have some actual upcoming wrestling stuff to talk about, and just keeping tabs on everything. Make sure, we want to make sure that if something does happen, we will let you know. I have heard the studio is good. Haven't watched it yet, but if you're giving me that, I'll check it out.
It's Noah Praxis.
It is Noah Braxis.
Did you see that?
Yes,
We sparked that giant debate about who's bigger star, Jim Belushi or Jesse the Body Ventura.
Well, I mean, Jesse Ventura didn't have a show according to Jesse, so kidding. Was Jim Belushi in Predator?
I don't know.
Ventura was. So
Yeah,
just saying.
Anyway. Careful. He'll pop in here and defend Jim Belushi to death.
Easy.
It's his birthday. Happy birthday, JPJ.
Happy birthday, JPJ.
You and that Boston anger.
So,
which, by the way, for those watching, stay tuned. I don't usually do this and cross promote like this, but stay tuned to Between Two Beards. I put together some unreleased footage from our SummerSlam trip.
Oh, nice.
For his birthday.
Jesse Ventura, 28,000 followers on Instagram. Oh, Jim Belushi, 308.
The fact that Jesse Ventura has an Instagram is the craziest thing you said there. And Jim Belushi. What the hell is Jim Belushi posting thirst traps? Is that how he got 308 followers? He's just out there. Hey guys, enjoying the day. I'm Jim Belushi. Yeah, what are you doing, bro? Oh, Abraxas. I don't even know what that is still. I need to watch it. It sounds like.
Check it out.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna power through the previews for this weekend, and we still got Indy in a minute. We have tidbits, so there's still lots. We're gonna cram it all in, but we wanted to come live just because that was some big news today, and we're gonna keep
it's big news, sad news. If more drop before we get out of here, we'll keep you posted. But unfortunately, I don't think that's the end of the list.
But it's getting close to SmackDown time, so they're probably like, "Hey, we're not going to do anything now."
I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Cole's just out in the ring going, "Yeah, we're releasing everybody."
Okay. GCW has a show tomorrow night, Saturday.
Yeah.
We are going to see. Well, I'll throw them up. We'll chat about them. We'll have some fun.
Throw them up. Ooh.
Effie versus Hammerstone,
Ooh, beefy.
Yeah. So Hammerstone getting a GCW World Championship opportunity. He's also going to be in like an NWA show coming up too.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised let's just see where old Hammerstone might pop up next. He's doing some more stuff. I kind of like to see it.
Yeah. TNA kind of, I don't think he's there anymore. I think he's done with them.
Yeah.
So it's, we'll see. He'll go as far as he puts in. I'll say that much.
As far as he wants to go.
Yes, definitely. Because when he was in MLW, I thought for sure strap a rocket to this guy, next big star.
Yeah.
And it just didn't pan out. Like, I don't know if it was the MLW booking or what it was, but I kind of feel like there's a little bit left,
Oh, yeah.
So we got that. We also have Ninja Mac versus Starboy Charlie. So this is coming from LA. Starboy Charlie, very prominent on the West Coast. It also means 8 p.m. local start time, so 10 p.m. Central start time.
11 p.m. Pacific for us, Pacific or Eastern boys. I'm sorry, not Pacific.
Come on, guys. You know?
Yeah, casual banger. That'll be a good match. Yeah, if I can stay up, but I might cue this up. So far, those first two matches got me feeling a certain way.
And now, if you're enjoying that,
yeah, we're not even into the meat of this thing yet.
You aren't, because we also are going to see the GCW Tag Team Championship. Jordan Oliver and Alec Price versus Subculture. Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews.
Yes. Those are two guys right there that tied to the WWE releases that we talked about at the top. Like,
yeah, it happened to them a few years ago.
Yeah, and they seem to they found a footing.
Mark Andrews is someone that I would love to see more of in wrestling, like more indie stuff, more everywhere. Because I think the guy has it, like incredible in-ring work, like just a good vibe to him. I'll say vibe, like good, because vibe. He's got good vibe. So give me more Mark Andrews. Flash Morgan Webster. It was the gear when he was in WWE, like just not into it. The kind of like Brit sort of like almost Austin Powers 70s-ish kind of look, you know?
Yeah.
Just wasn't feeling it. But Mark Andrews, hell yeah. Because he had a run in TNA for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing over here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got those three. If you would like, if you were into it, we saw in that Atticus Cogar Fuego del Sol match, Sam Stackhouse did an incredible moonsault. It was all over social media. Like the clips were flying, just like he was through the air. Well, we're gonna see Sam Stackhouse versus Atticus Cogar at Crazy, Scary, Spooky, Hilarious tomorrow night.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
Yeah,
I screwed something up here.
What'd you screw up?
No, that I'm just trying to mess with some stuff on the settings. Oh, no, I can't get off.
There
it is. I was like, I can't find the exit button.
I'm curious how, coming out of the spring break show with Atticus and Fuego, what's next? Because
no lies detected there.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Sam Stackhouse, Fuego, good friends.
Mm-hmm.
So how's Sam feeling going into this? Like what's next? I need to know the next chapter.
But that's what Atticus Cogar loves. He loves wrestling an opponent that's working off emotion, probably fired up because his buddy just got demasked and he's out of GCW, and he's going to strike, man. So Sam, you got to come in cool-headed. You got to just take care of business. Or Atticus is going to take care of business. You know what I mean? He's going to pounce. He's going to get you. He's going to get you. Just saying, he'll get you. He's crazy.
Mm-hmm. We also got for the JCW World Championship, Masha Slamovich versus Jonathan Gresham.
That's gonna be a banger, dude. That's gonna be a good one.
I'm almost I feel like we should have seen this before at some point, but very little recollection of it happening. Possibly it has, but I feel like we would know if it has.
Yeah,
that's one that you would be hyped to check out.
Yeah, and Masha keeps on keeping on with the JCW World Championship, and we talk about it almost every week at this point. Is it time? Is it time? Is it time? Gresham wouldn't be a bad idea.
You never know. You never know. Also on the card, we have Mance Warner versus Jimmy Lloyd.
Oh boy,
that picture of Mance, jeez.
And then Jimmy Lloyd's just cool, calm, and collected. Mance's his render, and then Effie's one where he's kind of like, I'm like,
This
do
one?
they do that? Yeah, no, is that not the one? There's another one too that he has that's a little goofy, and you're like, you guys know what you're doing. You guys are having fun out there. I like it.
So there's that. There is also announced Maki Ito versus Mayu Yamashita.
Oh,
So
I guess I'm staying up tomorrow night as long as everything goes according to plan.
yeah, I mean, Mayu just had an incredible match with Tony Storm on Dynamite this past week.
Yep.
You probably heard all about it on Firmly, so possibly Beards too. I don't know.
We touched on it a little bit. Admittedly, I haven't. I'm a little behind this week because I had to coach on Wednesday, so I haven't watched it yet. But I heard it was really good.
So it was a banger. Like, I loved it.
But you say that he's heard that. Yeah, we have great shows here at lovewrestling.ca. If you're here for the first time, you are not .ca on YouTube. Firmly Inc. Between Two Beards for Exposure. This brunch gimmick, Quizplex. Yeah, all the wrestling you could want, interviews, all of it. You should subscribe and like that right now. And Philly St. Mance has the best picture. Agreed.
He does. It's a solid picture. So that's the GCW show on Saturday night. We also have on Sunday another GCW show, and this
Bigfoot returns Royal Rumble style at the Midway.
Bigfoot is not returning at the GCW.
The show. Grave Digger.
Neither is he, but you know who is?
Okay,
Mr. Danger, because he's facing off with Atticus Cogar.
Poor Mr. Danger.
At least this one, it's a 5 p.m. start time, So
is it in LA? It's in Portland, so it'll be an 8 p.m. start time for us over here.
So I'll take that 7 p.m. start time any day.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. Oh, click that a little too fast, but Joey Janela and Megan Bain. Janelysis taking on C4.
I like that. I saw that announced, and I was like, that's going to be fun.
Fucking rights it is.
C4 is awesome.
And I like that they're starting to get more opportunities. You're seeing them more on those GCW West Coast shows. That's what I want to see more of, more C4 in the world.
Yes, please.
More C4 in independent wrestling.
Hello, modern Phantoms. Welcome in.
What's up, Modern Phantoms? Let's see. Also, we've got Mance Warner versus Alan Angels.
There's that picture again, and Alan Angels is gonna be. That's gonna be a good time.
That's also free agent Alan Angels.
Yes, I saw that as well. Back on the Indies, he's gonna start crushing again. Not that he ever stopped.
Alan Angels is the perfect example of like betting on yourself. His AEW contract ran out. He wanted to do more. He had a bit in TNA, and then just kept doing indies. Had incredible run with Prestige. He aligned himself with Sinner and Saint. They were doing great things, and dude, he killed it. Saw him in LPW. I saw him last year up here at WPW. I got to call one of his matches. So like, bet on himself, and now he's doing what he loves. He's got the opportunity, free agent. He could go do something major. Could keep doing independence. Love to see it.
Hells yeah. Modern Phantom saying that he was making beats but chose to watch this instead. Respect, dude. I appreciate that.
More tag team action happening as the Bollywood boys are facing off with Midnight Heat.
Nice.
I know you love Midnight Heat.
I love me some Bollywood boys too. One of my favorite videos that I've ever seen is Spencer doing the Bollywood boys dance with the mid-ring at LPW because he looks so coordinated. That Spencer Love. That's me being nice because I know he's listening.
Now we also are going to see Effie versus Maki Ito for the GCW World Championship. This is as long as Effie defeats Alex Hammerstone the night before.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind.
Yes. Modern Phantoms. I like me some Christian Star as well.
Oh,
yeah, I was gonna say, listen, I love me some Effie. Effie is but Maki Ito is the GCW World Champion, has a feeling about it that I just can't get out of my head. So be careful.
Yeah.
Don't fall for the cuteness, Effie, because she'll get you.
Yeah, Christian Star. You know, I'll say this much: I love seeing him in LPW. I like you're seeing some more newer wrestlers showing up in LPW, like almost like an injection. You know, like seeing what they're bringing to the table.
Yeah, because you can only have Barack Karani on your screen so many times before you're like, we need some new in here.
Be nice to Barat. Right? Be nice. He is a wonderful individual. So stop it. Stop it. Stop. Okay.
Wow, you've changed in a couple of weeks since I've seen you. Where's Blair at? The guy that used to have my back.
I have your back. Sometimes you're a little too mean to Barat, okay?
I'm the mean one. Wow.
We are going to see for the GCW Ultraviolet Championship, Matt Tremont versus Jimmy Lloyd.
That'll be good.
And I'm hyped for this. Masha Slamovich versus Mayu Mashta. So
for the GCW World Championship that she's fighting Jonathan Gresham with the night before.
So
the JCW but that's going to be a good one too. Masha's got a weekend. Like that's could you imagine you get to wrestle Jonathan Gresham on Saturday and then Mayu Masha on Sunday? Like, oof, man. That's a tough slate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we also have, let's take this time to catch a quick breather because we are going to do this. Hey, it's Blairs Tidbits.
Tidbits! Tidbits! Tidbits, Blairs! Tidbits, Blair! Beep boop bop! Tidbits! Beep boop bop! I haven't heard that in so long.
Yeah, so we're going to do little tidbits. I got a couple of them for you. Then we'll do Indie in a minute. And then we'll end things off with a quick rundown of Alpha One, who's got a show coming up. So for tidbits, 4 of them for you. West Coast Pro, they're doing a joint show with Prestige. You're going to see Danny O'Ryan versus Kevin Blackwood. This is happening on the 15th, right before May Long weekend. Also announced, Elliot Tyler, friend of versus Jaya Jewel.
That's such a handsome man, that Elliot Tyler.
He's just a gem, like just a stand-up individual.
He's the best.
You're going to see that. You're also going to see at the United show, Sunday, June 1st, Alan Angels versus Jordan Oliver.
Welcome back. It's a good match to have.
A Cage of Survival 4. Cage of Survival match. Miedo Extremo versus our boy Ciclope. Ciclope, you get that bag.
You get that dub.
Get that big win.
Get that. Let's go, Ciclope. All day, every day, twice on Sunday. Ciclope gonna take care of business.
Ciclope is our boy.
Get you some. Get you some. Miedo Extremo, better watch your back.
Mm-hmm. So Alpha One has a show coming up. It is going to be an absolute banger of a show. Okay. So one more release.
Oh no.
Jakara Jackson. That's
is that why they broke up Metaphor on Tuesday? Just out of nowhere, they were just like, oh, man.
So that seems like it's from PWI Insider. Just trying to find some double confirmation. It's when you get the Sean Ross app confirmation.
Yeah, PWI Insider is a good reputable source as well. So if they're reporting it, it's pretty much a lot.
So that was a retweet crediting them with a thing. So I'm just trying to find.
That's tough, man.
Just find for sure, but
because I know that of the tag team with her and Lash that they liked they seem to be higher on Lash than Jakara, but Jakara was good. It was a good tag team, and the women's division needs tag teams. It doesn't make sense. They just released 2. So Dakota Kai was in a tag team. Shayna was in a tag team. Katana Chance and Kate Carter tag team.
We're a tag team.
Yeah, all this stuff. And then they're like, why don't you guys care about our women's tag division? It's a bummer. Modern Times, yeah, I was gonna say they do everyone. They made their debut in Calgary a few months ago, and it was cool and it was awesome. I heard it was a lot of fun.
Trying to punch up PWI
Because the short King said they had a blast wrestling in front of their hometown fans. You can check out that interview right here on Love Wrestling CA.
So, yeah. So that sucks.
That's a sucky one too, man.
Oh man. If we have any more, we'll update you. We got a few minutes just to wrap things up. We're gonna quickly go through Alpha 1.
Ethan Page's promotion, correct?
Yeah. So that's happening on Sunday. They're doing their Immortal Combat. You will see for the Outer Limits Championship, Channing Thomas. I was about to say Channing Tatum. Mike Forte versus Jody Threat versus Jose the Assassin versus Luke Caden.
We love ourselves some Jody Threat here.
Yeah, and that's not a threat. That's a promise.
That's a Jody promise.
For the Zero Gravity Championship, TJ Crawford versus Alec Price.
That's going to be a good one.
You're going to see for an Omega ladder match, Shane Saber, Alessandro Del Bruno, BMD, Ricky Shane Page, and Cody Lane. We're going to get the King of Hearts qualifying match. Winner faces Zero Gravity Championship round 1. Zero Gravity Champion round 1. Trey Miguel versus Brandon Cutler versus Jake Christ.
Hey, Brandon Cutler sighting. You love to see that. You'd love to see that.
You're going to see Lainey Luck versus Little Mean Kathleen for the Glory Pro Women's World Crown.
Okay, Lady Luck is fantastic. Little Mean Kathleen, a multiple-time Quizplex champion.
Mm-hmm.
She was just on AEW as well.
WWE ID athlete Sam Holloway versus Xavier Walker. And you're going to see Cheech versus Zico.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
That's Alpha 1. That's happening on Sunday.
That's a good card. I hope that's shown somewhere.
I think we do put stuff up.
Not live, though. But
not live. I don't think they do live.
That'd be a good card to check out if you...
Oh, did I miss the tag match? I apologize if I missed it. Oh, High Spots, they got it. I don't have the graphic for the tag match, so I apologize. I might have missed that one, but sorry.
Was I not paying attention, or did you miss another one?
Did I miss another one?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
What you don't think so? What about this? Did you put that up?
No, because that wasn't supposed to go up.
Oh. Why is it in there then?
Because I'm saving it for when we talk about it in 2 weeks' time, so I don't have to re-upload it.
Oh, sorry. Did you put this one up?
Oh. We got to do Indie in a minute real quick, then we're going to get out of here. Because
just blowing your spot. Just blowing your
you
spot.
Are. You're just doing a number on me.
Spoiler alert. We're going to talk about GCW in May.
It's going to be May.
May. All that I do.
So, Indie in a minute, I found one that I figured we should talk about. I'll give you the info of the promotion right now. It is a TCW, Titan Championship Wrestling. They are doing the Rise of the Titan show. This is happening Saturday, May 17th. So it's a little ways away, but they got a show coming up. So I figured, hey, we're going to talk about it. We'll run through the card. This might take a little bit longer because I'm doing this for all of them. So if you would not mind taking off that overlay.
Oh, now you want me to push buttons.
Thanks, buddy. So you're going to see PJ Savage versus Michael Fain. You will also see, we're going to see how well this works. Oh, there we go. A mixed tag team match. Jack Mertens and Harry Tarjanian. Yeah. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. Versus Tony and Francesca Chini.
Francesca Chini. That sounds like a fun name. That sounds like a fun name to say.
You're also going to get for the Mob Fi TV American Championship, Evander James versus Joey Conway. Oh, I don't want to invite a guest. Sorry. I'm all over the place doing this.
Oh, yeah. Look at me, and I'm the bad guy for putting up graphics, huh?
Oh, so the tag match for Alpha 1 is Locked and Loaded versus Dan the Dad and Ethan Price versus PME versus Alienated Youth. So
nice.
You will see. Just takes a sec. It's coming. There we go. The Feral Face versus the Tokyo Monster Kahagas.
Yes.
I love that. Kahagas.
It's got me fired up.
Jacked up for Kahagas. Got a couple more for you. This Indie in a Minute is taking a little bit longer. This is the last time I do an Indie in a Minute this way.
This is Indie in a 5 minute.
Oh,
that's all right.
The Goddess of War Championship, Amity LaVey versus JC Storm. And last but not least, we will see the TCW Lightweight Championship, Andrew Paulino with Valentina versus Justin Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi. I love it.
Do you think he has to hold on for what he's got?
I hope so. Sorry.
I'm just gonna get us demonetized. John Bon Jovi's gonna come after me for that. So he's gonna want his cut.
Yeah, that's Indie in a Minute.
Indie in a minute. So, hell's yeah. A lot of stuff. We're back. We're better than ever.
Mm-hmm. And I don't see nothing now. Probably because SmackDown's queuing up in about 5 minutes, and I doubt they want to do that while it's going live.
Yeah. Unfortunately, what usually tends to happen on these days is they do SmackDown, they quiet down the chatter, and then they have some happen after the fact or early tomorrow morning, which again is a bummer all around.
So that's going to do it for us.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us on this very impromptu for Exposure.
Yeah, had a lot of people in here today. It's very cool to see. I know we literally had. It's funny as we were recording, we were a few minutes late because we had things happen, and had we started on time, we would have just recorded because, So it's kind of the world works in mysterious ways when our shoot lives get in the way of what we do here.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. Okay. We will be back as it stands now. We're going to be back next Saturday.
Yeah.
If anything changes, we will let you know. We're going to try to be very consistent with our times, but sometimes life gets in the way, and we appreciate you joining us whenever we go live. So thank you.
And not only that, we're going to try to be more consistent with putting out when we're going to go live. So if we have to move things around on the weekends, we will be better at our social media, which is at For Exposure Pod on Twitter. That's where we're at right now.
Yes.
So if you want to keep up to date with us and you're on that X machine, that's where we be.
Because X going to give it to you.
Make them say,
We're going to wrap things up. You know where to find us. If you're watching, you know where to find us.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out the great content up on Love Wrestling. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy all the wrestling you're going to watch this weekend.
Can I shamelessly plug really quick? Go watch my interviews with Rachel Armstrong and Amir. They're up right now. If you love independent wrestling, those are two of the best in independent wrestling.
That's perfect. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Peace in the streets.
Bye.